let's switch over and have a little talk about Dimitri and my little experience. Dimitri, would you mind if I went ahead and announced your change? So I had planned on going out there in case there was a release party. Dimitri planned on going out there kind of for the same reason, but he stayed and decided to live there.
Ding,
Not
ding,
for that reason, but
ding,
he
ding.
did move to Minneapolis. So now I hold down the West Coast for us. Cameron's got the East Coast. Stephanie, who, by the way, we need to shout out because she couldn't be on the video tonight with us.
Big
But
step.
yep, she's got the South. And Dimitri, Midwest. How you like it?
It's cold.
Well, yeah.
But God is good.
Yeah.
I've been here for a week already, and although it has been cold and rainy and some flurries,
Mm-hmm.
it's been nice, and people are nice thus far. And
Minnesota
enjoyed
nice, that's what they call them.
enjoyed meeting new people last week, and my people, my new people. But yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy it here.
Yeah.
Well,
Here in
congratulations.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. Yes.
And the snow, baby.
Congratulations on your new beginnings out there.
Thank you.
And with that, he got to be christened in Minnesota at Paisley Park, and I got to be there with him. This is his first trip ever to Minnesota, let alone Paisley Park. So, Dimitri, how'd you like it?
I have no words. Yeah, I mean, really, I was, when I got in there, I was speechless. I mean, just to be on the grounds is a blessing, but then to walk in and he's already doing his thing, and to be acknowledged, that's always cool. Yeah, it made me burst into tears, and which is something I rarely do, but it's always a very emotional and spiritual experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. So I think this was a good first Paisley Park event for him, because whenever you go, you have no guarantee that Prince is going to even be
Right.
present, let alone on stage.
Yeah.
So we walked in, and like you said, he was already on stage in the middle of playing. So, yeah. So, I mean, and we were, in the first probably group of maybe 10 people in. So we ended up front and center, right in front of the cymbal mic stand. Sometimes it becomes a little bit of a blur, so you're going to have to help me out here. Didn't they just play a couple of songs at that point?
It was just like it was just a groove, and they were really rehearsing "Use Me" by Bill Withers, which they ended up playing later on. And I mean,
Yes.
anybody that knows me knows I'm so for old school music.
Yep.
So that was really in my element to hear that, and yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, what can you say about the man?
And we had found out earlier in that day that they were doing tours of the studios again.
Yes.
So not only did he get a chance to just be there and see a show, but he got to see the studios and where everything is created.
Wow.
And I've been on that tour a couple of times, so I won't What'd you think?
Just put me on the spot. Why don't you?
Well, this is coming from a first timer, so that's a different. You got, I mean, I've been there a few times. Go ahead.
This to be inside history. That was one hell of a journey. Because an old saying is, if these walls could talk. And so that's something that I thought about. Just walking down the halls and the rehearsal hall and the studios, and then to get to his own personal studio. You really to be in that, you really feel his presence, his energy, and again to see where major hits were made. The Lynn drum machine just sitting right there, the original Cloud sitting encased. It was like, am I really here? But yeah, just to be in that presence, it has to be done. And I mean, I'm glad that I always said that I would get there. And being a fan since like 78, 79, and finally, finally able to reach Mecca was amazing.
Wow.
Well, it ain't over, I'm sure. Next person we got to get out there, two people, Cameron and Stephanie. So
my day is coming.
Oh yeah, I feel it.
I've already put it up there and like, Lord, work it out, because need capital NEED to be up in that building, and I'm going to be, because I got to see, like what Dimitri just said, I got to see where the history, and all that, and I love hearing stories like this. It's just it's beautiful and it's encouraging too, because it's like, that'll be me one day. And I'm just so glad that Prince is opening up Paisley Park for all of us fans to be able to partake in and be a part of that. I mean, how many artists are really doing that kind of thing?
Nobody.
You could do a show anywhere,
right?
But to open up something that personal and intimate to your fans like that, people love to rip this man apart.
Yeah.
But this is one of them cases where it's like, don't even try it, because no one does this.
Well, and I think some people might not understand why it's such a big deal to some of us, and some people might take it for granted. I mean, I don't know, but from our experience, and Dimitri, this is only number one for him, but a lot of people, especially that live out there, now it'd be him, they get a chance to go often, and a lot of those people are people. They understand. I mean, as many times as they go, they still they can still be blown away, depending on what happens or what he might let you see, do, participate in, whatever. And I think he, during the show, he started to quote, I believe he was quoting a journalist who kept asking the questions, why he is so open now, why is he so friendly, and why
is he letting strangers in his house?
Right. Why is he letting strangers in his house? And he said, they're asking everyone but him.
Right.
He never answered the question. I think that was for a purpose. That's the point.
Right.
Why are you asking? Why are you questioning when someone is nice? Why
For
are
real.
you questioning when someone's friendly?
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I made this point on Twitter the other day. Especially with the people that get to go often, they're not strangers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It really, even though you may not be able to go, give them daps and give them a hug and say hello or whatever, it still feels like you're part of the family when you walk in there.
Right.
That's the truth. I bet. Because it's like
So,
that. So I can imagine what it's like,
mhm,
in Paisley Park.
right.
Mm.
And it's like Dimitri said, it's first time walking in there, and once he gets up to the stage, I didn't even he beat me up there, but Prince acknowledged him, So those little things mean a lot, especially when you're an artist that's been way up here for years,
Right.
and we've been following him for years,
Yeah.
and then you get a chance to get just a taste of how he makes everything that we've been attached to for all this time. Um, I still remember the first time I got to go, and it was at the celebration, the second celebration. He had it open, where we could just roam around
Mm-hmm.
almost the entire building for the majority of the day and just chill, you know. And so there was no guided tour. There was nobody that was really explaining anything, but I managed to go in there every day and just sit and take it all in.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure I sit in this seat and see it from this angle. I was checking out all the stuff that was going on in the studio. And then I was thinking, man, this is where all that music that I constantly have going, this is where it came from.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a big thing. And he had retweeted somebody the other day talking about how it's basically better than Disneyland for us.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Mickey Mouse fan, so that's saying a lot. But
Yeah.
yes, it's an experience that I think if ever you get a chance to go and see, and especially to see him play there, because I think he's most comfortable there. And I've seen him a number of times.
Right.
But there's a different level of comfort there.
Right. I've been close to, and in fact, Dorothy, you and I have been together in 31 tour in Las Vegas. We've been at that closest and at his feet per se. And although that's like one of my top 5 favorites, it could not compare to being at his feet in his house.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There's something different about it. And I got to say, for me personally, I don't live there. So when I go, and I don't expect a lot because he's already given so much. It's just like go with the flow and see what happens.
Right.
But, even if I go and he doesn't play, I'm not leaving there upset and on Twitter calling them out. I'm leaving there happy that he let me in the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Show some. That's the thing. Be grateful because it didn't have to happen.
Exactly. It didn't have to happen, and and it doesn't have to happen so often. But he's being extremely generous lately, which I'm not questioning. I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's something about being inside Paisley Park. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you walk in a building, you don't feel nothing. There's nothing about it. And I don't know if it's because of all the creativity that constantly happens there. But there's a certain peacefulness about that building.
Yes. I totally agree with that.
I mean, it's just an atmosphere I think that he's created, which is great because it's the perfect atmosphere to have for trying to, maintain creativity. And to be around that is just, you get a high just off of that, you know. So, I mean, you leave the building and you ain't ready to go to sleep yet. So that's why we all go to work. Because we can't, yeah. And some of us don't go to sleep at all for more,
right.
another day. But yeah. So that's the general experience. And some folks experienced that again tonight because there was a dance party there. But the show, let's go into that a little bit. The show was off the chain.
Ooh. Do tell.
So they when they hit the stage, they open with "As Trains Go By."
Mm-hmm.
You want to elaborate on that?
No, that song live, man. Look, I didn't expect that one. I don't know what I see exactly. Like I said, I don't expect. I just go in and take it, and I didn't think that one was going to be one of them. But then, see, I didn't think my people was going to come later either. So it just got better after that. But yeah, that song live is that's the jam.
Yeah.
That was a good one. It just like with the album, it was a good one to open with. We got things going, and throughout the night, it kind of went back and forth between being a Judith show and a Prince show, and
right.
Which she played a little bit, not a lot, but then like Prince made the point later that it was a party for her, so it was an honor for to see her perform at all at her own party.
Yes.
But the rest of it was just, let's just have a good time and celebrate her and music in general, and that's the overall feel of that. But yeah, As Trains Go By, thank you.
Wow. Just imagine, because it was already funky on disc.
Mm-hmm.
To hear it live in your face, I know it just had to take a completely new turn. And
that band is something else, man.
I need to hear this live. Hear it live. I need to hear it.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, the lineup right now, as far as the band goes, or the lineup that night, I don't know, whatever.
We can go ahead and call it.
Yeah, I think we can.
And people will be happy with that.
Yeah, they should be.
I was.
Right. If you're not happy right now, once you hear it, you are going to be happy. Trust me. So we got Kirky J back on drums. We got Mono Neon on bass, and Donna killing the guitar.
My God.
Absolutely shredding the guitar.
Wait, the warm-up session. Oh.
Right. Yes.
That guitar with her might as well be a machine gun. Because go hard with that thing. Ooh.
Yes.
Dog, when Prince threw the towel under it, it was over.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen Donna when she first started, and I can truly say she has come a long way in the last 3-4 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And she was never bad to begin with, but she's a whole different kind of bad now.
Right.
Yeah.
I really need to see this now. Oh, you're gonna make me family.
And then Adrian Crutchfield on
sax.
He was going between electric sax and regular. Which one does he play? I don't know. Alto?
That appeared to be an alto or tenor. I couldn't tell from where I was,
but
go electric. Stay electric.
Right. Yeah, there was one point in the show where Prince was on keyboards all night, just about. He picked up the guitar a few times. but he went between, just regular keys and organ. He was all over the place with that. But yeah, he told Adrian, because he picked up the regular sax, and then he told him to switch back over to the electric sax, which is a really cool instrument, because at some points he was playing that and it sounded like a guitar.
Right.
So I started looking at Donna and I'm thinking, but she's not playing the way I
Nah, she was in the back.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they, after they took a break, they came out and did "Cry, Cry, Cry." Very slowed down to the point where they turned into a gospel song.
Ooh-wee.
And let me tell you, I mean, I've seen Prince play the organ before, but Brother Man got on that Hammond, and I swear to God, we was in church.
Look.
Oh
Cam.
Yeah.
Cam. I had to turn to Dimitri and I said, "Where are the MLK fans at?"
I mean,
yes.
I mean, he was so on point.
Right.
And then, it didn't make any doggone sense in the world for Mono Neon just to follow him hardcore with the bass.
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, I was really feeling that.
You know what's so funny about this story right here? Early last week, was it last week? This show was last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm losing track of time. But I was thinking about Prince and the organ, and I was like, has Prince ever played one? I was trying to remember in my head at the times that I had ever heard of him playing the organ, and I didn't know. And then once the reports came out about the show, I was like, and I heard he played the organ with that, I was like,
yep,
there it is. And to hear it in full detail, yo.
It was crazy.
Falling out like I caught the Holy Ghost. I could just see.
I doggone near did.
I bet you did. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to see him play keys, but really play keys, and he did that night.
Boy,
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, was that the song where they just kind of broke it down real quick, and then Prince got off of the organ, and I think he might have picked up the guitar, but I don't think he was playing yet. But
no, not that one.
What song was that?
Well, they stayed on that one. Line. They would stay on that for a long time. On "Cry, Cry, Cry."
Mm-hmm.
But I think you think about "My People."
Is that the one? Where it was just Mono Neon on bass? I think it was just bass and drums. They broke it down real quick.
That was after the well, I haven't given the full set list yet, but that was like kind of midway. So after our spiritual experience for "Cry, Cry, Cry," they took another break. The DJ was playing "All the Critters Love You" in New York. Prince immediately came and took over. The band started playing, and it became "All the Critters Love You" Minneapolis.
Yep.
With the mix of "Love Bazaar" and "Glamorous Life," but he stayed on that for quite a minute.
Oh no!
Gave the lyrics in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Then they busted into Stratus. And yeah, I love the song. We've been doing it for quite some time, but again, different vibe. It's almost like a practice thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's see how this band or generation does it.
Mm-hmm.
And they
did it.
Yeah, they to completeness.
Mm-hmm.
So afterwards, they went into Judith came back and they went into "My People."
My people.
My people.
My people.
Yeah, and they made that really fun.
Yeah.
They made that really fun, and they kind of switched off back and forth, and he did get some guitar in on that one. He and Donna kind of traded back and forth and did some together, and that was awesome. And shout out to Judith's nephew. my man was getting it.
Yeah. At first, we didn't know who this dude was that Prince.
Right.
He had on a hoodie that had like neon lights that went around the edge of it.
Yes.
And then he got up on stage and he just went and did his thing. He was all over the place. And that's when Prince was like, "This is Judith's nephew." Go figure.
Family support, and apparently he was breaking it down.
Breaking it down, yeah. He was having a good time.
He sure was.
It's great.
Let me see. So after that, they went into Bill Withers' "Use Me,"
which was funky.
That was funky as ooh. Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To use me up.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he did just that with y'all.
Man, look. Yes, he did.
That right there, man. Because that song's already funky, but to hear the purple spin on it, Lord.
And then on that one he played keys and that was a whole different sound even for him to play keys on that.
Wow.
So that was awesome. Then they busted into a new song that if ever that should be released.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Look.
It's definitely like that. I want to say the tentative title is Rough Enough.
Rough Enough.
But if I'm gonna say this, if you thought that Prince was gone or he's lost his way or whatever, yeah, this band and that song is the comeback for some of you people.
Ooh. What?
Yeah, it's that heavy.
I think we have
to hear that now.
we will leave that one right there, and we'll let the rest of that be a surprise for the rest of you.
Right.
Because we were surprised. Let me tell you.
Oh,
what? Oh,
we were surprised.
I'm getting excited. I ain't heard about a note of that song, and I'm already excited as about
man.
One thing. Man. Oh my God! I'm a sucker for Prince's new stuff. I need that new funk in my.
If it should ever be fully revealed, yes.
Glory.
Okay, so moving on. We hear the I guess I could say this is the live debut of $1 Million Show.
Which was pretty cool.
It was excellent.
It was like a party up in there at that point.
Yeah. I was digging that for sure.
I
was digging that for sure. They made that to a fun party atmospheric type thing, but to see them to get together doing that was crazy.
I was just happy to hear something from Hit and Run.
For the album.
Excited right there to know that he's doing a song from that album. That makes have no idea how happy that makes me right there, because these songs so need to come out live on the stage for the world to hear, especially for them folk that be hating on it. That stuff needs to be
yes
started right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after $1 Million Show, he busted into some Sly. Thank you for letting me be myself again. With Shut This Down mixed in. Yeah, you see, you had to be there. You had to be there. And then this is the point where it just got just ignorant. Yeah. So then they do Alphabet Street because he likes country music. So yeah, we do Alphabet Street. That was funky. He busted into Sign of the Times. He kind of changes that up a little bit, which I was feeling. And then he plays 7779311. Now here's where it gets crazy.
So DJ Dudley D was out there, right? And he starts playing 7779311 overhead, and the band is still on stage. And then Prince kind of looks over at Kirk, and Kirk is like, "All right." So then I see them start to switch spots, and I was like, "Oh no," because I've never seen Prince play drums before.
You haven't?
I've never seen him play live.
That's a revelation in and of itself.
So that right there, that's all it took. That made my night right there.
I know that did.
He got on drums to play 7779311.
And especially
oh my God.
Oh, I should hate y'all. I should hate y'all. I do not. I'm so happy. Woo!
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that. You had to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be there.
That was definitely the highlight if I had to pick one, because Dimitri knows I'm a reserved, kind of cool, laid back,
right.
But I was jumping up and down at that point. I was like, man, look, because I had just been, I don't know if it was y'all or somebody I was talking to. I was just talking about how I've seen him play drums, and I'm still upset at myself for not going to the One Night Alone Vegas show, because that's when Sheila, and John did the thing, and you were there, yeah.
There for that, and that, right, in my second show, Prince show, and that just blew me to pieces.
Yeah.
Really did.
I'm still upset I missed that, but this, I'm glad, I was glad I was there that night.
That's one of them life moments right there, and I'm glad y'all got to see this. Oh my God. Wow.
And that song in particular, though, yes.
Man, that you were looking at history right there.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we did to get to where we are.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Not even for not even that much.
Yeah. So thank you again, Prince, because man. Oh man, yeah.
Yes, sir. And then they close out with Hot Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's always a treat.
Barely 21.
Yep. So I'm glad you had the set list in front of you, because I didn't remember half of that till you said it. I think after the drum thing, all the rest of that went out. Yeah, it was definitely a good time. Definitely a good time. And I think that was, you couldn't have picked a better first time experience there.
Oh.
Wow. I'm so happy for you, Dimitri. That is just, wow. And you too, Dorothy, oh man. This made me feel like I was there. Really did. I mean, that's just so exciting that he did all of that stuff. And the fact that a good number of these songs he's done before.
Yeah.
The fact that it just goes back to what so many of us, including me, have said. You rework it in such a way where it's like it's new again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Stratus,
mm-hmm.
or Street.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a new lineup now, so you got different spins on it coming from every direction. But he's like he's a master at a lot of things, but he's definitely a master at rearranging his music and keeping that element that made it that song, but still, like you said, making it sound new, to people that have heard it millions and millions of times already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this lineup, yeah. I don't even know what to say about it, but this is
the lineup, and I'm happy with it.
Yes.
Wow. See, I need to see this. Lord, make it happen.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's to come, but we never do. But I think there's going to be some good stuff.
Sounds like we're on the verge of something exciting happening.
Mm-hmm.
And already it's happening because the hit and run era is still new. But
Yeah.
for this to be happening as it's going on, yeah.
Well, and not only that, it's. I mean, generally, he works so fast, and he's got so much, like, he's constantly making new music and stuff, which we all know. But I think when we went through the tour, Jesse mentioned that he's already working on a new album. So hit and run, we may get some elements of hit and run, but I think there's some new stuff that he's itching to put out there. So
we itching to get it.
We're itching to get it, yes. So it's coming. But that was the recent Paisley experience.
Wow.
What you laughing
at? Long and.
Okay. So. Okay.
On that note,
we don't have to get into it.
That's gonna be the behind the scenes conversation right there.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So that's a taste of and Judith, like I said earlier, Judith live is amazing. So I can't wait to see how she grows into her craft.
Yes.
Just like I think that was the point I was trying to make earlier, but I was trying not to sound like I was like, she didn't bring it. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is just like with Third Eye Girl. And we can say let's talk about Donna in particular. When they all first started with Prince, they were good, but compared to where they're at now, all of them are phenomenal. And he pushes artists to be their best, and I think Judith mentioned that in that little short documentary thing that she did about creating the album. Mm-hmm. So it's always fun to see a new artist come on and work with Prince, because that number one, if he picked them, there's something there, and number two, he's going to push them to be the best that they can be.
Yes. And
we get to see that whole process, and I think I enjoy that. I don't want to necessarily just see you come out and be mediocre or be great. I want to see that growth process, because that's interesting to me, especially for somebody that is not a musician, but would like to be. But it comes hard for me. It's not something that comes easy. So to watch that growth process of people that are in it, and that's what they do, that's what they are, I love to see that. So for what it's worth, we'll see what's happening with Judith. I can't wait to see what her, if she tours, or what the shows are going to be like, if it's going to be a full band or if it's just going to be, her and the piano. Either way is cool. But seeing her with this band was on point, though.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
And it's just on top of it, too, with new talent coming around, it only helps Prince be that much more creative, and it's a win-win for us, the fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a joy to see, you know, someone who is truly a bona fide certified talent, and she's in the purple camp. You know, it's just it's awesome. It really is.
I mean, I think I've said this before, but he's obviously at a point in his life and career where he's taking on more of a mentor role.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's obviously still doing his own thing, which I don't think he'll ever stop doing.
Nor should he.
Right. But in doing that and bringing on younger artists that are, you know, still trying to really make a name for themselves, I think that's a good blend, really, because then he can be his own musician and do his own thing, but there's new stuff that's being brought to the table from these other artists. So, like, for instance, Josh, allowing Josh to grow as a producer by producing him, and then it gives his music, you know, a freshness to it, you know, and then being able to teach these musicians, you know, the industry and stuff about music that they may never know from any other perspective. Because he's been all up and through the industry and done all of what you could probably do, dealing, you know, with record companies and dealing, you know, with the business end and the money end and all that. So, you know, I think there's a lot that people can learn from him, and maybe not even just, you know, as a musician, but any part of, you know, that overall industry. He's got it all down. And like I said, to bring these guys in, it's a two-way street. He's learning from them just like he's teaching them.
Yeah.
So, you know, for those that don't like that, I mean, that it is what it is. I mean, you can't expect an artist to continue to put stuff out and continue to do shows and do what he does and truly stay true to himself as an artist if you don't allow him to do different things. If he was still with the Revolution, then he would probably not be doing music anymore. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because how far could you really go? And coming from his perspective, where change is constant, and it has to be in order for him to continue to be creative. So if he had stayed with the Revolution or kept the same lineup of people for however long, I mean, the reason that he switches it up is not so much always just because he gets bored with it, I don't think. I think it's just that he's going a different direction, and different people bring different things to the table, and if you need something different, you need something different.
Right.
But then think about those other artists that are in the band. If he goes off and does something a little bit different, that gives them a chance to move forward with whatever their own path is.
Right.
You know? So it's not a bad thing either way. And it's not just about like kicking people to the curb for no good reason. But this is a creative industry, you know, and this is in Paisley Park, just what we were talking about Paisley Park being a creative atmosphere. In order to really keep that, there has to be constant movement. And if that means that, you know, like right now, you know, how long has it been since Kirk has been on drums with him?
Years.
Well over 10, 15 years.
So I think it's probably more like 20 years.
Yeah.
And now here he is again, you know, because now, I guess, my thought is now he fits what Prince is doing right now. And maybe now it works for Kirk too, you know. There's always a timing issue too. People have their own lives and their own thing that they're doing. But whatever the case may be, the lineup that he's got now, I don't think that's what people might think, like he's just kicking Third Eye Girl to the curb or whatever, you know. It, for all we know, he could be doing dual things, you know. As much as he works, he could be on a project with Third Eye Girl over here and doing his thing with this band over here, and then still trying to work with Judith and whatever she's trying to do.
And his
So
on top of that.
right. So I mean, we seen Josh and Hannah there, and you know, it didn't look like they were upset about nothing. So you know, whatever the case may be, you know, everybody seems to be cool about it. So just a note for the fans to don't start tripping, because we don't even know what the case is right now. You know,
stop hating.
Stop hating. Just
stop. You really need to stop hating. You need to sit down. Is what you need to do.
I mean, really, just go with the flow. That's all you can do with Prince, because you know, nobody really knows which way he's flowing. But
exactly.
But if you really just chill and go with it, you'll have a good time. We are.
Yeah. This is a ride. This is a ride. And the goal is to enjoy it. And I can speak for everybody. I'm loving it. I would not be here talking about this dude if I thought that there was something wrong with it.
Right.
This is like a hobby for me. Pure fun. Fun.
I mean, you know, and the other thing is, like, just, I mean, you know, I don't know how many times I can make the point, but just really, if you just look at the way that things have gone, people come back, you know, they circle around. They come, you know, I mean, how many times did, you know, he bring back Maceo, or bring Larry into the mix, or bring Sheila into the mix? You know, over the years, it's been, you know, on and off. And, you know, you can look at that at, you know, a personal level and think that it's something, you know, something that's personal, but I think it really just comes down to business. And that's probably part of what I would think, what he teaches these guys is that, you know, you got to keep moving, and you got to keep things fresh, because if you don't, you're going to start to get complacent and then really not move anywhere in the industry, or move anywhere just with your own music and doing what you do. And it takes a lot more, I think, for a musician to try to be independent like these guys are, than to basically sell out and then just work in the industry the way it works, or the way they want you to work, you know, because there's no guarantee either way that anything is really going to come of it. But I think you can keep your integrity if you stay independent and just do your own thing. At least you got that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been working all these years, right?
Yeah. So that's what I got to say on that. And I think that pretty much concludes the overall review of Judith Hill and our experience seeing her. Cameron, anything you want to add about when you saw her live?
It was very intimate and easily one of the shortest sets I've ever seen. But I went to another concert the night before, and it was, I must say it was the title concert. I did not enjoy it that much. I enjoyed it, but I didn't. And to have that come the next day, it was kind of like a detox.
Right? Yeah.
It really was.
I can see it, yeah.
It was like a cleansing of all the dirt and mud and grime that I had experienced with a bunch of barely talented, if not talented at all, talent. And and to be immersed in that probably half hour or so with her on the piano, just some of the most purest stuff I had ever seen. You know, you could feel the honesty. I felt the honesty, the vulnerability, and the soul of her and her voice, and how she was playing them keys. She was beating them keys up as if she was at war. And I loved it. It was something that was that just showed me how much she believed in her own work.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful to watch and made me love the songs that I already loved. Made me love them even more.
I got that.
And I am encouraged that much more to try and push her as much as I can on social media, so that other people can see see her at work, because she needs to be seen. I'm a total believer, with her and the talent that God gave her. She's truly blessed, and that meek and humble spirit that y'all were talking about, we saw, and that's what made it even more fun. I will say I do have a funny moment. I was up front, sitting at the tables that they have there, and you could eat food, and I felt so strange as she's singing like "Cry, Cry, Cry," and I'm eating a bacon cheeseburger in her face. It was truly one of the strangest, most surreal moments of my life. And I'm like, I hope she don't call me out or think I'm messing with her, like going as she's melting her heart out. Oh, but also too, before I forget, she did this song from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And it was the song, oh God, if you truly believe, come with me and you'll see, be in the world, imagination, pure imagination.
Yes.
And it was beautiful. It really was. I wish y'all could have heard it. I mean, it was just so damn near breathtaking.
That sounds fitting.
It really was, and I think for what she's gone through the entire year, from the album coming out via SoundCloud, and then working her way out of the contract with Sony, how public that was for a minute, up to this point now, I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for her hardcore. She so deserves this and then some. She's been through quite a bit. And like you said in the beginning, she's been blessed with working with the geniuses of music. Not one, not two, but three. How many can say that?
Yeah.
And also too, she was in that movie 20 Feet from Stardom.
Yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah. Yep.
Grammy winner. Yep. So all of this is happening, but now she's shining. And it's her time. And I wait to see what happens with this project more throughout 15 and maybe even into 16, and then the future.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, like I said earlier, she's 31, and for having a debut album in the music industry, it's late by their standards.
Yeah.
But God is always on time.
He sure is. Oh, sorry, y'all.
You just took us to the light there, right?
Glory.
Right. So I think she's had her resume is already pretty impressive, and then taking that and just learning with it, and getting her to this point, it's not late. Like I said, it's late by the industry's standards. A lot of people probably wouldn't take on anybody who's already hit 30, but
the day.
Yeah, but I mean, you got talent, and
right.
when it's time, it just go with it. I mean, I always kind of looked at it this way for myself, because I always seem to do things later than most. But then it kind of hit me one day. Maybe I wasn't as prepared in God's eyes. I might have thought, man, how come I can't get as far as I need to be, or as far as I thought I needed to be? But you know, I need more time apparently to get myself ready. So for whatever's to come.
God knows what time it is and when it's time for you to move on to where to be.
Yep.
You know, nothing for us to be worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard though, because you know, humans are worriers. But I think I think this album is right on time. Back in time, right on time.
Yes.
Amen.
All right, y'all. So that's that. That's all we got to say about it right now. I don't know what we're going to review next, but we'll discuss that and figure all that out. Meantime, go get the album. Go listen to it.
Please do.
It's worth whatever you got to do to get it.
You need it.
You need this in your life.
You need it. Get it.
Make sure that you get a little bit of that juice.
Get it in your soul.
Say that, Dimitri. Say that.
Yeah. And then if you can get to Paisley Park, do that too, because you know you need that in your
I'll
soul.
be right there with you when you do, because I'm gonna be up in that building one day myself.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Most definitely.
it's gonna. It has already been. It's already done.
We got folks in the Minneapolis crew requesting you, Cameron.
I'm gonna be there, y'all. We're gonna meet.
Right. All right. That's it for now. See y'all later.
Have a good one, everybody.